Group projects are such a mixed experience for me. Sometimes they go really well, but other times they're just so frustrating. I feel like I end up doing most of the work because someone always disappears halfway through.
I know exactly what you mean. In my last project, one group member didn't even reply to messages until the night before the deadline. It was really stressful, and I felt like we were doing two people's jobs instead of four.
Yeah, it's hard when the workload isn't balanced. I think the biggest problem is communication. If everyone just talked more and set clear roles from the start, it wouldn't be so chaotic.
Right. I wish the university gave us more guidance on how to work in teams, like maybe a checklist or a short training on conflict resolution and dividing tasks fairly.
Or even just a reminder to check in weekly as a group. It's easy to assume people are doing their part, and then you realize too late that they're not.
I also think some students don't take group projects seriously because everyone gets the same mark. Maybe if peer evaluations counted more, people would put in more effort.
That's a good point. I'd be more motivated if I knew my individual work was reflected in the grade.
And I feel less resentful when someone else slacked off. Honestly, I think group projects are a great learning opportunity, but only if everyone's committed.
Definitely. They help you develop teamwork and time management, but only if the group actually works like a team. Maybe next time we should all agree to have a group contract or something.
The three speakers were discussing their experiences and challenges with university group projects. The first speaker shared frustration about uneven workloads, feeling that they often end up doing most of the work when others don't contribute. They also mentioned a desire for more guidance from the university, such as conflict resolution support and clearer task division. The second speaker agreed and described a situation where a group member was unresponsive until the last minute. They emphasized the importance of regular check-ins and noted how unfair it feels when all students receive the same mark, even if contributions are unequal. The third speaker focused on the issue of poor communication and suggested that assigning roles early could help avoid chaos. They also brought up the idea of peer evaluations counting toward grades, which might encourage more effort from all members. In the end, all three agreed that while group projects can be valuable for learning teamwork and time management, they only work well if everyone in the group is committed and communicative. They suggested solutions like weekly check-ins and group contracts to improve future experiences.
Have you guys started applying for internships yet? I feel like I'm already behind. Everyone on LinkedIn is posting about the amazing places they've been accepted to.
Yeah, it's a bit overwhelming. I've applied to a few, but haven't heard anything back. I wish the university gave us more personalized help. The career portal has listings, but no one really explains how to tailor your application properly.
I've had the same issue. I even booked a career counseling session, but it was really general. They told me to network more, but didn't say where to start. I think it's harder for international students too. We're not always eligible for the same roles.
That's true. And some internships require experience, which is ironic because we're trying to get experience. It's like a loop.
Exactly. I also find it frustrating that so many companies want full-time availability. Like, how are we supposed to balance that with coursework?
I actually had to turn down an interview because they wanted me to work 5 days a week during semester. I mean, I understand from their side, but it's not realistic for students.
Maybe the university could form more partnerships with companies to offer flexible internships that align with academic timetables.
That would be great. And I wish we had more alumni panels or success stories. Real examples of how people got their internships. That would motivate me.
Agreed. At the end of the day, internships are important, but the whole process can be really discouraging. We need more support and less pressure.
The three speakers discussed the challenges they are facing in finding and applying for internships. The first speaker expressed anxiety about being behind compared to peers who are already sharing their internship successes online. They also pointed out the pressure and competitiveness surrounding internships. The second speaker mentioned applying to several internships but receiving no responses. They criticized the university's lack of personalized career support and emphasized the difficulty of balancing full-time internship expectations with ongoing coursework. They also suggested the university could offer more structured guidance, such as alumni panels or real life success stories. The third speaker shared a similar experience, saying career advice from the university felt vague. They highlighted additional challenges for international students. They also mentioned having to reject an internship offer due to unrealistic time demands during the semester. In conclusion, all three agreed that internships are important for gaining experience, but the current system is discouraging and poorly supported. They proposed that universities could help by building partnerships with companies for flexible internships.
I honestly didn't expect joining the debate club to be this much fun. At first I thought it would be all formal and serious, but everyone's been so welcoming and supportive.
Same here. It's one of the best decisions I've made this semester. I've met so many new people, and it's helped me feel more connected to campus life. Plus, I'm definitely more confident speaking in front of a crowd now.
That's great to hear. I joined last year and it helped me not just with public speaking, but also with critical thinking. The weekly practice sessions are such a good way to learn without any pressure.
Yeah, and I love how they pair new members with more experienced ones. My partner gave me so many tips for organizing my arguments. I even applied them in one of my class presentations.
I also feel like the club is super inclusive. It doesn't matter if you've never debated before, everyone encourages you to try. And they actually listen when you speak, which makes a huge difference.
And the competitions are a bonus. We're not just sitting around talking theory, we get to put our skills into action. I think our next inter-university round is next month, right?
Yes, I'm excited but also a little nervous. Still, even if we don't win, just being part of it is such a cool experience.
Totally agree. It's helped me grow personally and academically. I'd recommend joining a club like this to anyone starting university.
Same here. It's one of the best ways to learn, build friendships, and enjoy university beyond just attending lectures.
Three speakers were talking positively about their experiences in the university debate club. The first speaker said they initially thought the club would be formal and intimidating, but instead found it fun, welcoming, and supportive. They also mentioned that their debating partner helped them improve their presentation skills. The second speaker described joining the club as one of the best decisions they've made. They felt more connected to campus life, gained confidence in public speaking, and appreciated how inclusive and encouraging the environment is, even for beginners. The third speaker had been a member since last year and shared that the club helped them develop both public speaking and critical thinking skills. They highlighted the value of practice sessions and praised the opportunity to apply those skills in real competitions. All three agreed that the debate club has had a positive impact on their university life. They emphasized the benefits of joining student clubs, such as making friends, improving personal and academic skills, and making the most out of their university experience.
I've been studying here in Australia for 6 months now, and honestly, it's been life-changing. I've grown so much just from being in a new environment. The independence, the cultural exposure, it's all been incredible.
I agree with some of that, but I also think people underestimate how hard it is at the beginning. I struggled a lot with homesickness in my first few weeks, plus adjusting to the education system here was way harder than I expected.
Same here. I had this image in my head of constant travel and meeting new people. But the reality was that I had to budget carefully and focus on academics. That being said, I've definitely become more resilient.
That's fair. It's not always easy, but I think the challenges are part of the learning. I've made friends from all over the world, and it's opened my mind to so many perspectives.
Yeah, I won't deny that. Once I got used to everything, I started to enjoy it more. I joined a few student groups, and that really helped me feel less isolated.
One thing that surprised me was how supportive the university was. The International Student Office was super helpful when I had visa questions or felt overwhelmed.
I think studying abroad teaches you life skills in a way that textbooks can't. You learn to solve problems, adapt quickly, and manage your time better.
True, but it would be nice if the costs were lower. Between rent, tuition, and groceries, it adds up fast.
Definitely. But in the end, I think the benefits outweigh the downsides. It's not perfect, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
The three speakers discussed both the positive and negative aspects of studying abroad. The first speaker focused mostly on the positive side, saying the experience had been life-changing. They appreciated the independence, cultural exposure, and the friendships they built with people from different backgrounds. The second speaker pointed out the initial difficulties, such as homesickness and adjusting to a new education system. However, they also acknowledged that things improved over time, especially after joining student groups that helped them feel more connected. The third speaker had mixed feelings as well. They noted that the experience wasn't as glamorous as expected, and that managing finances while keeping up with studies was challenging. Still, they emphasized the personal growth, resilience, and problem solving skills they gained. They also appreciated the support from the university's international office. All three speakers agreed that although studying abroad has challenges like high living costs and emotional adjustment, the overall experience is valuable. They concluded that it offers a unique opportunity for personal and academic growth that outweighs the difficulties.
I've been working part-time at a cafe near campus, and honestly, it's been a great experience. I've improved my communication skills and even made some good friends. It's a nice break from academic pressure, too.
That sounds good, but I'm not sure I could handle a job during semester. I already struggle to keep up with readings and assignments. If I worked even a few shifts a week, I think my grades would suffer.
I get that. I started working part-time last year, and at first it was really tough. But once I figured out a schedule that worked, it became manageable. It actually helped me get more organized overall.
Same here. I think time management is key. Once I set clear boundaries and used a planner, I was able to keep work and study balanced. Plus, the extra money helps with groceries and transport.
Yeah, that's one reason I've been considering it. Living costs are no joke, especially in the city. But I worry that I just end up too tired to study properly.
That's a fair concern. I made the mistake of taking too many shifts during mid-semester, and my assignment quality dropped. I've learned now to cut back during busy periods.
Some employers are flexible with student schedules. My manager actually asks about my exam dates and adjusts my shifts. I think it depends where you work.
That would make a difference. I guess if I found something on campus or with flexible hours, I might give it a shot.
Yeah, part-time jobs can be a good way to build experience, but only if you're careful not to let it affect your studies too much.
The three speakers discussed the pros and cons of working part time while studying at university. The first speaker shared a positive experience working at a cafe near campus. They mentioned that it helped improve their communication skills, gave them a social outlet, and made them feel less stressed about studies. They also said the income helped cover living expenses and that managing time was key to balancing both work and academics. The second speaker was more hesitant about working part time. They worried that even a few shifts a week might negatively affect their grades, especially given their current workload. However, they acknowledged that rising living costs were making them consider it and said they might try it if they found a flexible or on campus job. The third speaker had a mixed experience. They initially struggled with managing work and study, especially when they took on too many shifts. But over time, they improved their scheduling skills and now find part time work manageable. They agreed that flexibility from employers is important, especially during exam periods. Overall, the students agreed that while part time jobs can offer valuable experience and financial support, they can also create challenges if not carefully balanced with academic responsibilities.